But yeah, I guess Kyle, do you want to go first talking about your thoughts on Russ?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that this is coming out. This almost kind of feels like how Russ's camp strategically were talking about him wanting a new contract and all these rumors coming about like, ooh, he may want to go to the Giants, or ooh, he may like, it kind of feels
Yeah,
like that similar
because Sierra
strategy.
wants to go. Remember, that was the big thing. He's married to
Exactly. She
Sierra, and
wants to
Sierra
be
would
in
rather
the
be in New
high life
York.
of wants to be in the high life of New York
Never
City.
won a Super Bowl with Sierra.
You're not wrong there. That's fair.
That's how they get you. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's how they get
Family
you.
life, marriage life done him wrong. No. But it kind of
Well, he
feels
did win a Super Bowl married, didn't he? Just
I
different
think he was
person.
divorced. I think he did get divorced at that time. I don't know. Whatever. That's
All
not
right,
the
we'll
point.
move on
After
from the
Golden
gossip.
Tate.
But anyway,
life.
the point is that this strategy that he's coming out and saying all this stuff about him not being happy with the way that he's having a lack of protection and being sacked like over 400 gazillion times. Like it feels like a very similar strategy where he's trying to be as nice and diligent about it as possible, but getting his voice across to the public like, hey, if I'm mad and you should know, so that way it makes the front office, sweat a little bit. And I don't blame him, honestly. Like, I think it's absolutely fair to criticize the front office for as much as they quote unquote try. Like, it doesn't really work how they try to protect Russ. Like, they really kind of skimp out on the offensive line by signing cheap veterans and, trying to land picks in the drafts, but they don't, hit all that well, except for Damian Lewis this year. So I get it. Like, I get the criticisms, and I'm not very surprised at all. I don't think he's going to ask for a trade this coming off season, but I bet if next season he doesn't get what he wants and it all ends up being the same old thing, that it just does. Okay, Alex, what are you smirking?
What's going on? Yeah.
You're just in denial that it's even possible. Every
I know.
we talked about it in the chat, you kept being like, next year, next year, next year, next year. And it was like,
I really do
very scared.
I really do think that he's going to give them one more chance. And if nothing changes, then he is going to ask for a trade, or he's in the hot seat, one or the other. I won't be shocked at all.
You know what I would compare this to?
What?
You know how you sound right now? You sound like me a couple years ago with my boy Kawhi Leonard. Pure denial. Pure denial. I was like, there is no way he wants out. I was like, Pop's the GOAT. And I still think Pop's the GOAT, and he still wanted out. And then he went and won a championship somewhere else, and he still wanted out because he wanted to go to LA. He wanted to be in sunny. He's just sick of rainy Seattle, isn't he?
I mean, I'm sure the weather is a cause for it too. I wouldn't be shocked. After a while, he might get sick of it.
I think he's sitting back. Thoughts? I think he's sitting back, and yes, I think everything you're saying, Kyle, is very probable that he waits, sees it out, gives them opportunity. He's been nothing but friendly to the franchise since he's been there, and he understands that he lucked into his own situation, that he outbeat Matt Flynn. Remember that miracle?
No one beats out Matt LaFleur.
Yeah,
when he beat
it was
out
very
Matt
surprising
Flynn,
at the
$80
time.
million man, and everyone was like, "Who's this guy?" And he understands he lucked into the situation. But he also might be sitting back and going, look, everybody's going now. I mean, look at this. There's never been QBs wanting out more than ever.
It's a bonanza.
I mean, Watson, Wentz, Stafford, Goff. I mean, there's Mitch Trubisky's out there and available. Nicky Foles is on the market. No one beats Nicky Foles. The GOAT can't beat Nick Foles. So he might be saying, look, I'm upset. Do you have and if he wants more involved in the personnel and they don't give it to him, I think he asks for a trade. Because it's like, look, let me at least approve the guys you're going to bring in to block me. Let me watch the tape on them and see how they function.
Yeah.
And if they say no, then if I'm Russell Wilson, I'm like, all right, then I want to trade. I don't want to be here if I can't have a little bit of power, and he's strong arming them a little bit. And if Russell Wilson's available and Deshaun Watson's available, how do you not go make that call?